Another day and another stabbing in the United Kingdom. It really is becoming a huge problem. That seems to be only getting worse, and I wonder what the correlation is. Yes, a woman in her 40s has died, and 2 other victims are fighting for their lives. Let's dive into the details, but before we do, please hit the like and subscribe to join our community and be updated with stuff in this country that the media don't report on. So, a woman has died, and 2 more have been seriously injured after a triple stabbing in Manchester last night. Police had received numerous calls from the public just before 11:30 p.m. on Sunday after the attack, with armed officers swarming to the scene in Gorton, Greater Manchester. Upon arrival, police discovered that a 17-year-old girl, a 43-year-old woman, and a 64-year-old man had all sustained serious stab wounds. The 43-year-old died at the scene, and a 22-year-old man, understood to be known to the victims, has been arrested on suspicion of murder. One neighbour told the Manchester Evening News the incident was shocking, adding, "I was shaking last night. I've lived here for 11 years, and nothing like this has ever happened." Another told the paper that police kept coming and coming to the scene in Barnard Road, and described how 7 or 8 cop cars swarmed to a property late last night. A police statement said police were still speaking to witnesses in order to get to grips with the full circumstances around the incident. The force also confirmed an early indication suggests the suspect was known to the victims, and the force was treating the stabbings as an isolated incident. Throughout Monday morning, forensics teams have been seen combing the area, with a cordon still in place around one property. Greater Manchester Police's Detective Superintendent Toby Facey said, "We understand the local community, and further afield across Greater Manchester, will be rightly shocked and concerned after waking up and hearing this tragic news this morning. Our thoughts remain with those affected and their loved ones at this difficult time. We are doing all we can to support them." Within minutes of the call being made, our officers were at the scene and an arrest had been made. An investigation has been launched, and we are in the very early stages of our inquiries. We have had detectives on the ground who have been working throughout the night trying to get to the bottom of what has happened and why. Local officers will remain in the area making inquiries, as well as an increased number of highly visible patrols. If you have any concerns, please speak to them. Police urged anyone who was around Barnard Road at the time of the incident to come forward and contact the force on 101 or via Crime Stoppers at 0800 5555 111, quoting reference number 3371 of August 18th, 2024. It truly is heartbreaking, and it's something that just doesn't seem to be going away and keeps on going, on the rise in our country. There has to be something done to stop these incidents, as it's becoming far too common. My thoughts and prayers are with the victims' families as they battle through this horrible, horrible time. In other news, Kemi Badenoch's leadership campaign is at risk of unravelling due to her decision to pursue punch-ups when she faces criticism, top Tory figures have told us. The former business secretary, who is seen as the front-runner to succeed Rishi Sunak as Tory leader, is receiving a backlash after appearing rattled by several negative stories in recent weeks. Badenoch, 44, took to social media to post lengthy tirades accusing leadership rivals of playing dirty tricks, and claimed an article pointing out her previous stance on immigration was clutching at straws. She also slammed reports of bullying and criticised journalists for pointing out she missed Saturday's northern hustings to go on holiday. The North West Essex MP is looking to court support from Conservative MPs ahead of the first ballot on September 4th. However, Tory sources have suggested Badenoch is at risk of blowing up her campaign with further outbursts. A Conservative MP said, "If you want to be Tory leader, you have to be able to handle criticism. You can't throw a strop on Twitter every time someone writes something negative." The wheels will come off with Kemi very quickly, a former Tory government advisor added. "She's very headstrong, but it's too confrontational. It's not just her professionally, it's her personally. You understand her more once you know that, but like Liz, she's just going to isolate her colleagues and herself." A top Tory also claimed, "The best of Kemi is better than the best of all of the other leadership contenders, but that's only 10% of her. She goes from feeling sorry for herself to wanting a punch-up. It's all going to unravel. Despite being seen as the frontrunner, Badenoch's public supporters amount to less than those backing ex-Immigration Minister Robert Jenrick. But Badenoch will rest assured she can count on the support of some of her supporters from the 2022 leadership race. The 44-year-old was eliminated in the fourth round 2 years ago, receiving support from 59 Conservative colleagues. And no leadership contender is yet to get out of single figures, with runners and riders soon being eliminated one by one in ballots held from September 4th. Ballots of MPs will take place until 4 contenders remain in the race. CCHQ has ensured the top 4 Tory leadership hopefuls will participate in a beauty parade at the upcoming Conservative Party conference in Birmingham. MPs will then whittle down the contenders to 2 before members decide who should succeed Sunak. Badenoch tops Conservative Home's shadow cabinet popularity table and seeing off her rivals in the website's leadership poll. She received the backing of 33% of respondents, giving her a 14-point lead over nearest hopeful Jenrick. The 2024 leadership campaign has so far been fairly uneventful, with 1922 committee chairman Bob Blackman enforcing a strict yellow card system to dissuade MPs from any blue-on-blue attacks. However, Badenoch has found herself making a number of outbursts since Sunak confirmed he would look to hand over the baton after the disastrous result from last month's general election. The North West Essex MP was at the heart of some short-lived drama involving long-time leadership, hopeful and friend Suella Braverman. Badenoch, who organised Braverman's hen night, used a shadow cabinet meeting to accuse the former Home Secretary of having a very public nervous breakdown. She soon after claimed another leadership campaign was using dirty tricks by spreading dishonest claims about her in a dossier. The dossier included a series of confrontational comments made by a profile named Kemi on a Nigerian website in the mid-2000s. Badenoch, who was raised by Nigerian parents in Wimbledon, was accused of calling ex-Shadow Home Secretary Diane Abbott a hypocrite. She was on the offensive yet again just a few days later, amid a series of allegations accusing the North West Essex MP of bullying staff through sustained and personal treatment. Badenoch said, "Let's be clear. These allegations are smears from former staff who I sacked after they were accused of bullying behaviour, lying about other colleagues to cover up their own failures and general gross incompetence. Intolerable behaviour I would not stand for. The business department has confirmed to The Guardian there were no complaints about me and no investigations. It's all utterly false." She later opted to label an article by The Sun highlighting how she welcomed relaxed migration measures to remove annual limits on annual visas and international students as clutching at straws. Pretending that public statements on party policy from 3 elections ago are new bombshell revelations is clutching at straws, she wrote. Criticisms of Badenoch continued after she opted to skip last weekend's Tory leadership hustings in North Yorkshire to jet off on holiday with her family. Badenoch confirmed she would miss the event in Yarm in a statement, but pointed out she visited Teesside on August 7th. What are your thoughts on the stabbing incidents in the UK at this moment in time? Let me know down in the comments below. Please hit the like and subscribe button and join our fast-growing community.